Hello everyone, how's it going, and welcome to this quick update video. You're probably wondering this morning, if you opened the game, why is there an update in game? And the reason being is that there were actually some hotfix changes overnight. There hasn't been any official word from Riot themselves, but luckily we have Chose, who is a creator over in China, who also gets some of the updates as well. I haven't got the official notes or anything just yet, but I'm going to be talking through the changes that are going through with these hotfix changes, since Riot for some reason don't want to do any official announcement about it, which I think is really bad, by the way. The first change is going to be to Infinity Orb. So Infinity Orb has now gone up from 3,200 gold to 3,400 gold. They have decided to not nerf the damage for Infinity Orb, so the cap, which I said is very powerful at the moment, the critical strikes below 45% health, they've decided to not change that. They've just decided to increase the gold instead. Personally, I don't think this is not gonna do anything at all. You know, 200 gold is basically an extra wave of minions, or a wave and a half of minions, so that doesn't really mean too much at all to these champions that really build this item. This is still going to be a core item for assassins, for AP mages in general, also because there's not really a lot of other options as well. I think that's also another big thing, is that if you want to replace Infinity Orb, you have to find a better alternative to Infinity Orb, which there isn't really a better alternative at the moment. Now, the only thing this does really help with is that you're going to be on a lot of standing gold now, which means that when you buy the components, you know, the components in total add up to, if I quickly check, you know, 950 plus 1,000 plus 500. You're going to be sitting on roughly about 1,000 gold, like 1,000 dead gold, before you can actually build Infinity Orb. So you build all your components, and then you're just sitting on that gold until you can upgrade to Infinity Orb, which there is that little bit of a window when you're sitting on Infinity Orb components, where maybe an enemy champion can get an advantage if they have a cheaper item or another item alternative instead. But as I said, I don't think this is going to do too much. I still think the item is very powerful, and I still think it will be built on most champions. The next change is to Horizon Focus. So this is mainly to do with the description of the Horizon Focus passive. So damage an enemy champion with an ability from 600 units away, reveals them for 6 seconds, and increases the damage now by 9%, and before the hotfix it was 12%. So now you're not going to be getting as much damage to an enemy champion when you're hitting them with skill shots from very far away. Again though, only a few percent difference. Is this going to mean a lot? Probably not. I still think this is going to be a very strong item. I think these items were completely busted anyway, that they were really powerful, that you build it basically on every single, you know, mage that hits units from so far away. You know, champions like Lux, Zoe, Ziggs, you know, champions like that have a lot of range and can actually make full use of the Horizon Focus. So really good overall, that they're actually changing stuff, I guess, but I don't know if they're actually changing the right thing. You know, for Infinity Orb I would have changed the health percentage thing, but maybe because it's a light item, they actually want the items to be more powerful, because it's this kind of theme that they're going with at the moment. Horizon Focus is a pretty good change, because I think the bonus damage that you were getting was quite annoying, and maybe that change will be, you know, quite decent. Now on to champion changes. So I don't actually have, like I said, the official notes. I just have to kind of get the notes from Chose's tweet. So these are the Kalista changes. I actually played one game with Kalista this morning as well. It's currently 9 AM, and I was like, I woke up, I just logged into the game. One of my friends invited me. I was like, okay, I'll try one game with Kalista. Actually went pretty well, if I actually get the right screenshot. This is the other screenshot of the other changes. There you go. 11, 3, and 6. I think I did like 30,000 damage in a 16-minute game. And the champion feels a lot better now, even just after these small hotfix buffs. But I think these hotfix buffs are definitely very good. You can see here, I mean, this is translated from Chinese, so it might be kind of difficult. After Kalista went online, her strength during the lane phase did not meet expectations. At the same time, her ability to survive in team battles is poor, resulting in her being unable to deal enough damage, so we buffed her. So the basic attributes is basically the base stats. So the attack damage per level is going from 3 to 3.5, so you're getting like an extra 1 AD every 2 levels. doesn't mean too much, but that's still a big difference. This is such a huge difference though. HP growth, so the HP per level is going from 104 to 120, so that's an extra 16 HP per level. This is great. I've said from the start that Kalista is super squishy. Honestly, I would have liked them to change the base health, so the health at the start of the game, but this is still fine as well. You know, extra 16 health per level I think is great for Kalista. I think Kalista was super squishy. You were getting one shot. I mean, you're still going to probably get one shot anyway by items like Infinity Orb and Horizon Focus and things like that, but I think it's a good change for Kalista. Now these two changes are absolutely huge. The first ability, the damage has gone up by 10 at every single level, or by 25 at maximum ranks. Is going up by 10, 15, 20, and then 25. So this is really big. An extra 10 damage on your first ability in the early game is very nice, and also you max this ability second, so it means that it can scale relatively well now with the extra base damage. But I think the biggest change that needed to happen and has happened is to her third ability, which is the ability that allows you to stack spears and do a lot of damage with your spears. So the initial damage, which I'm assuming is the damage when you press the ability, so when you actually pull the spears out of a champion, this damage is being doubled in the early game, which is crazy, by the way. Like, I was really surprised how much damage this actually did in the early game. It's getting doubled in the early game, which is great for last hitting minions, but also really great for trading against enemy champions as well, because Kalista is supposed to be strong during the early game, but also strong in terms of scaling because of her attack speed can help her dodge a lot of skill shots. Going up by 15, oh, it's just going up by 15 every single rank. So yeah, going up by 15 every single rank is huge, and also the scaling is a little bit better as well, up by 5% of the attack damage. So overall, this is great. This is even better as well. So damage for each spear that's in an enemy champion. So even though this number might not look like it's going up by a lot, you know, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like this doesn't mean too much. And maybe the percentage as well. I mean, the percentage later on now is absolutely huge, you know, going from 32% up to 42%, which this is your ability that you max first, so you're actually going to get a lot of damage with your third ability. This is per spear, so every single time you auto attack, and obviously Kalista loves a lot of attack speed, this means that the more spears that you have in an enemy champion, the more damage you're going to be able to do. And this means now that you can actually start stacking spears on enemy champions and actually start doing damage with your third ability. I notice a huge difference with the third ability when I played one game of Kalista. I think that she's in a pretty decent spot now because of these changes. I'm not too sure if she's going to be like, I don't think she's broken by any stretch. I still think she has probably some flaws. But this is huge, you know, extra 3 damage, even later on an extra 6 damage for every single spear you have in, and also a 10% increase in attack damage percentage from your third ability, which is huge because you get attack damage from Blade Rune King, you get attack damage from Terminus, you might even build items like Bloodthirster, which also gives you attack damage as well. So I think going for this Blade Rune King Terminus build is still going to be the best build for her. And also, yeah, I think these changes are great. I mean, overall, I love these changes. I think these changes are really, really good for her. I've been saying this whole time, I've been waiting for a hotfix buff on Kalista. I called it. It was going to happen. I mean, I didn't call that also the AP items were going to get nerfed, but I guess that's also, you know, how strong the AP items are at the moment. I called it. I knew it was going to happen. It happened. And honestly, I'm really happy about it because Kalista's was one of my most excited champions looking forward to this patch. Obviously, Viego Maokai is really cool, but obviously as the AD carry main, I tried out Kalista for a few games and she just felt so damn weak. So I was like, day one, I was like, okay, Kalista's getting a hotfix buff. It's like, I know it's going to happen. She does no damage. And here we go. Here we are. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this little update anyway. Give Kalista a try. Let me know what you think of Kalista after you give her a try. And also let me know what you think of the item changes as well. Later on today, I will be releasing my tier list video as well. So keep an eye on that one. And as always, stay safe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.